Okay, so before we get started with this review, at the end of the show, I was sold. I was sold on the fact that I wanted to buy a Johnny Gargano. So before we get started with this review, shoot! At the end of the show, forgot to mute it. Forgot to mute my own voice. Sorry, but anyways, at the end of NXT tonight, I was sold on buying a Johnny Gargano T-shirt. Like, you know what? That's the shirt I want to wear for TakeOver Chicago too, based off of that ending segment that we got tonight. That I will talk more about when we get to it. So I was sold, and I saw there was a special on WWE Shop. So I placed an order for a Johnny Gargano T-shirt, and I tweeted about it. I said exactly, and I quote, "So what am I wearing when I watch TakeOver Chicago next Saturday? Well, Johnny Gargano, a special deal, and your segment tonight sold me on it. I had to make the move. Hashtag Johnny Wrestling, hashtag WWE, and hashtag NXT." And right before I was about to hit the start broadcast, look who liked the tweet. Okay, it's kind of whited out here, but Johnny Wrestling himself liked my tweet. So I just gotta give a shout out to Mr. Johnny Gargano. Thank you very much for liking my tweet, man. I mean, I've had a few superstars, like my tweet, but none as high up on my, favorite scale as Johnny Gargano. So I just had to get that out there. Thank you, Johnny. You made my night. So gotta get out there. I have my Johnny Gargano T-shirt coming in probably about 3 to 5 days, I'd say. So when that gets here, of course, as always, I'll make my little special fancy unboxing video. Gotta think of what exactly I want to do first, but man, made my night. Thank you, Johnny. Of course, hopefully Tommaso doesn't see that and instead retweets me on Twitter and says something nasty about me. But I don't care. I'm not going to get nasty about it. I'm not going to take any offense to it at all. I know he's just playing character, but yes, had to share that real quick before you start. But what's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you, and we are live for another live review. The second one I've done tonight, did 205 live about 2 hours ago, and I got to watch NXT about 15-20 minutes ago. Just collect my thoughts, place my order, raved over Johnny like my tweet. But we are live now to talk about this week's episode of NXT, and let me tell you something, guys. Again, Raw this week sucked. Last night, SmackDown Live was good, except I didn't get to catch, the whole show because, again, I was not there. But man, you start off a week with, as a wrestling fan, seeing a really, really suck-ass show, as the last man would call it, a phone-it-in episode of Raw, as we've been getting them how many times lately. And it just, really just sucks the life out of you, and you're just like, why am I even a wrestling fan with how bad Raw has been? And it keeps getting worse and worse and worse, thanks to Road Dogg. And then SmackDown, of course, again, I enjoyed it, but I felt like I could have enjoyed it a little bit more if I was seeing it live. But, couldn't pass up going and getting free club seats. Had a pirate game. But tonight's episode of NXT just reminds me of how much I love the brand and how much more I want to see NXT become its own brand. Because, Triple H is in charge of it, first off. And the talent there, just feel like they have something unique about them all the time, as I say. Yes, they could be great on the main roster. The main roster actually tried. But shows like tonight, I'm just like, why do these guys want to go anywhere else? This is exactly what we want from a wrestling show. It was, didn't really have any really low points at all in the show. The show, had stuff that was good for what it was. But man, this is another show that just got me so hyped. I can't wait for TakeOver Chicago next Saturday. I can't wait. Usually whenever I watch a show by myself, usually I sometimes get to watch pay-per-views with friends. I'm not gonna be able to watch TakeOver with any of my friends. Not really available next Saturday. But I'm going all out. I'm getting my wings. I'm getting my fries, and I'm gonna, since I did it one for the Gargano and Ciampa match TakeOver New Orleans, I'm gonna do 2 live reactions since I'll be by myself next Saturday watching the show. I'll do 2 live reactions from 2 of the matches at TakeOver Chicago too, because I cannot wait for the show, especially for these 2 matches. Of course, I will do one for Gargano and Ciampa in the Chicago Street Fight, which I think should be the main event again, even though, I know it sucks Aleister Black for the second pay-per-view in a row as champion. Well, in a championship match will not be a main event, but this Gargano and Ciampa feud, again, nothing is going to top it. That's why it needs to be main event, especially since it's in Chicago. The same place a year ago, a couple weeks ago, actually, on May 20th, a year ago, it was where this whole thing all started, and this is where it looks like it's going to end. I look forward to that. And also, the other match I want to do a lot of reactions for is Ricochet and Velveteen Dream. Going to be a show. So again, that could be match at night. Gargano and Ciampa is going to be awesome. Also, I really think I challenge Takeover Chicago, as I'm not afraid to, but I think there is a chance Takeover Chicago can be on the level that Takeover New Orleans was, with how great that show was. But let's get right into it. Let's see who's in the live chat. First of all, we got Dakota. Dakota said, I could be in the Raw more, Mike, if they built it around babyface Rollins and heel Roman Reigns, which that would work great if that would happen. I think WWE Superstars need 2 Twitter accounts, one for the person and one for the character. So a heel can be a heel, used to be before social media took over. I mean, I'm not sure if any do. I've seen a couple, well, of course, I should say actors, because the WWE characters are technically actors also. But I've come across a couple other actors, other movies or TV shows I watch, that I have come across. They said they do have a separate account themselves, but keep it a lot more private. It's not as easy to find. But I do agree definitely, because they deserve to have their personal life pretty much on social media also, and their account to be followed by those who want to follow them as a fan pretty much. I understand you're still a normal person for being famous for you are, but I do agree they have their own personal lives. They should be allowed to have 2 accounts for sure, I'd say. Dana White said if Punk loses this weekend, his UFC career is over. If that happens, could you see him returning to wrestling? I mean, I don't know. I still have not gotten a chance to read the report though on what happened with the hearing, with him being not guilty, with the hearing with him and the doctor who didn't diagnose him the staph infection. But that would suck for Punk. I mean, honestly, if he can't really if he at least has a better showing this time, I think he definitely would deserve to definitely have a another match. But if he just gets his ass whooped like he did against Mickey Gall, then I definitely say, yeah, it probably shouldn't try again. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm going to try to catch it on Saturday night. I mean, I have a friend who invited me to his friend's house to watch it, so I might at least try to catch it Saturday night and see what happens with Punk. I still don't see him coming back to WWE. I don't know if he'll go anywhere else, or if he'll just call it quits. This guy's 40 now, I think. 41, somewhere in there. He's in his early 40s. Well, then AJ Styles is in his early 40s. So I mean, he could come back, but I still don't think the Punk and the WWE have cleared heads pretty much or anything like that. So I really don't think he's going to come back. I mean, awesome if he did, but I don't think it's going to happen. YW highlight my comment on the Alexander Murphy match when I said it was one of the best matches in the last few years. Does that mean they liked it? I mean, I guess they did. They want people to definitely see it. So I mean, it definitely is a good thing. I hear Giant Wrestling is one of the nicest people you will meet, just like The Miz is one of the nicest also. It's funny saying that because The Miz comes across as a great asshole on live TV, but I'm pretty sure The Miz definitely is a good person, really. But yeah, if I ever get a chance to meet Johnny Gargano, I'll definitely have to meet him. I hear Dream versus Ricochet is going to steal the show with how they do on NXT. The reason they don't do as good on the main roster is because they don't want anyone outshining Roman. Yeah, that, and as I keep saying, also it brings to the main roster, and then this makes it something completely different than what we're doing NXT again. Isn't NXT developmental? I mean, yes, I get, sometimes you have to come to a crossroads in your career where you have to repackage and have to go a different direction with your characters. But if it's working, then why change it? Again, why fix something that's not broken in the first place, or it's not a problem at all? It's a pet peeve of mine also. But yeah, you got a point there. Punk won here. I did hear that. He best WWE, thank goodness. He will win. The UFC is fixed also. Could be, may not be. I'm not sure. He also, that's why at WrestleMania, Styles vs. Nakamura wasn't that good. They were told not to go all out, which is, ridiculous. They definitely, should have. I I mean, it's definitely it should at least gone out all out WrestleMania. That's why it bothers me when WrestleMania is treated like a table setting match for later things to come. Or also, like you said, also they don't want them to outshine Roman, but a lot of things like Asuka and Charlotte, for crying out loud, blew Roman and Brock out of the water at WrestleMania 34, pretty much. Man. But of course, we're here to talk about NXT. Thanks for know yourself in the live chat, though, Dakota, as always. But let's get into this awesome show that I enjoyed. The June 6th, 2018 edition of NXT. The show opens up with an intro video, of course, which brought you on the main roster also. Why no more intro videos? Well, 205 Live has one, but Raw doesn't use one. I don't think SmackDown uses one. I definitely am sure Raw doesn't use one ever since they started the new graphics and what hasn't Royal Rumble. Why do you have to change it again? They just changed it when the brand split returned. I like what we had. I mean, stuff we have now is all right, but it was too soon for a change. But anyways, getting to NXT, we start off with Shayna Baszler coming out, and she said last week showed the entire locker room through Dakota Kai that when you step in the ring, you're gonna get slapped with a hard dose of reality, and she is that reality. It doesn't matter how brave you think you are. She's tougher, she's stronger, she's better, and the strong will always defeat the weak. There's always going to be one who thinks the rules don't apply, and here it's Nikki Cross. She tells Nikki if she ever gets in her face again, it'll be the last thing she ever does. But then Nikki comes out. She gets into the ring, and Cross starts shaking with rage, and Baszler starts getting cocky with her, and Shayna reminds her that she's the NXT Women's Champion, and the only place Nikki is better than her is the whacked out corner of her brain. Cross stands stock still and doesn't reply, and Baszler asks if she's crazy before saying if she ever pulls a stunt like that again, she'll be put to sleep in a heartbeat. And Shayna throws the microphone at Nikki, and it bounces off of her. She doesn't even flinch. She picks it up and tells her just to do it over and over again. The crowd's getting to it, going, just do it, do it, do it, do it. Because Nikki Cross obviously showed Shayna, well, you let get people pain. Let me tell you something. I love pain. You can put all the pain on me. I won. I don't care. And that's why, this feud is working very well, because it's someone who loves to give out pain. But then she's facing an obstacle now, because her opponents before never, seemed, had, not been able to overcome the pain that, Shayna Baszler dishes out. Just ask Ember Moon, ask Dakota Kai, anybody else who Shayna Baszler has faced, her early, her first few months in NXT. They obviously, are not as, open to receiving pain as Nikki Cross is, how crazy she is. And then Baszler holds the title high and jaws at her, but she flinches when Nikki Cross makes a move. And then she gets shoved and then into a mounting press, and then there was punches being thrown. Nikki was all over Shayna in the corner, over her with forearms and stomps in the corner. Shayna gets up and gets one shot and just tosses Nikki outside the ring, thinking she's done. Shayna takes off her jacket, though, and goes to drag Nikki back in, but Nikki catches her with a forearm and a diving crossbody and send her rolling to the floor with a bloody lip with that cheap shot. Well, not cheap shot, with that shot to the face she gave her. So, yeah, I really like this segment because, again, like I said before, it establishes, how, Shayna Baszler, obviously dishes out pain big time. But then there's Nikki Cross, who loves that stuff. And that's the obstacle now that Shayna Baszler has overcome. Because, as I said before in my Tommaso Ciampa video of why he's the best heel, Shayna Baszler is an excellent heel as well in the women's division because, she has a plan and she, sticks to it and she succeeds with it. But, of course, comes up a time where a weakness is exposed. And now she's obviously trying to overcome someone who loves to be in pain in Nikki Cross. Also, I still cannot believe for the life of me that Shayna Baszler is 37 years old. I would not even think, looking at Shayna Baszler, she's that old. I thought she'd be like 27, like even 30 at the latest. But 37? Shayna Baszler is 37? No way. She doesn't even look that old. 37 is not that old either, but still, she doesn't look She doesn't look that old either, but yes, a great opening segment. I'm already looking forward to seeing what's going to happen between the two of them at TakeOver Chicago too, which is in a week and a half. So we get that. We then get one of the songs for TakeOver Chicago too. Hailstorm. Of course, we're also getting Painless from Fozzy, which is pretty darn awesome, and it pretty much was, made official the match between Shayna Baszler and Nikki Cross at TakeOver Chicago 2 for the NXT Women's Championship. We then had TM61, Nick Miller and Shane Thorne, of course, taking on team of Mike Hewley and Robbie Grand, just a jobbing team. What I liked about this match also is, of course, TM61 has recently, slowly turned heel, winning matches the dirty way over to Street Profits and Heavy Machinery. But what I like about this match especially is that TM61 was like, manipulating the rules throughout the match, such as, how long they're allowed to, get a little out of control, like Shane Thorne was, or, he was getting grabbed on the face and raking out the eyes, it's stuff that you could do. You have to break after like 5 seconds. Like, they were really testing the limits there with the referee. Of course, the appearance just squashed Hewley and Grand. Of course, we got the "Let's Go Jobbers" chants and the TM61 chants going in the crowd also, which I always love. NXT crowds are always so into because this stuff is so freaking fun. But then Shane nails one of them in the back with like a nice looking brace assisted knee, and then they just it was a forearm to like the back of the head on Robbie Graham, pretty much get the victory. Afterwards, he got on the microphone, and Miller starts talking about how they've beaten all the teams in NXT. Street Profits, Heavy Machinery. They're winners, and they'll win against the War Raiders, Oni and Danny, and Undisputed Era if they're man enough to get in the ring with them. Shane says from now on, every team at NXT should kneel down and call them the Mighty, pretty much. So pretty much, is solidifying, they're definitely going to a heel direction now, which again, I didn't think TM61 would be the best choice to, be heels. I thought that, they would at least be like, strong, babyface tag team. Again, they were loved. They had a great run of almost win a Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic in 2016, and then I think it was Thorne who got injured. They were out for a year. They brought them back. I was very disappointed with them being eliminated in the first round, but if they lost, obviously they had to revert to a new plan. This is what they're doing, so it makes sense. So we'll see how it goes. Again, as I said in my Turn Alert video, I definitely did see them being a heel tag team anytime soon. I thought they would be like a babyface tag team. I thought they would get a shot at the NXT tag titles at TakeOver Chicago too, and they would go up to the main roster after that. But nope, looks like they're going this direction now, so we'll see what happens. So I'm definitely invested. I thought it was a good promo, and I liked how they were just manipulating with the rules in this match as well. Let's check out the live chat. Everyone says this match at Money in the Bank will be their best yet. I think it definitely could be between Nakamura and Styles. They don't do the intro no more. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Did you know that in real life, Nikki Cross is one of the most beautiful women in WWE? Really? I mean, I could see it when she isn't acting crazy, of course. Shayna says everybody fears her, and she doesn't fear none. But Shayna was the one that was scared. Exactly. She had a Jericho inviting Impact on his first cruise. I did not hear that, but that's pretty awesome. John Cena was the ref when Rollins got DDT on the. John Cone was a referee when Rollins got DDT'd on the chair, and when Bayley entered the match. Was that coincidence? Very interesting as well. Yeah, also, that's Nicholas Cone's dad. And SmackDown has the best ref, the one with the blonde hair. He's been there since the mid-2000s, and when the referee disqualified Owens, he shouldn't have because Balor wasn't on the rope. I didn't think of that either. Yeah, it's right. He was just I thought maybe he just didn't. Well, he didn't have his foot on the rope. Yeah, it's right. You got a good point there. He didn't either. He can't be disqualified. Again, as I said the other night, that episode of Raw just really had WWE testing our intelligence pretty much. That just ticked me off big time. But again, we're not here to talk about Raw. We're here to talk about this show. So then we had a recap of what happened last week with Lars Sullivan and Aleister Black, with Aleister Black saying it takes this one shot to fade someone to black, and Lars Sullivan's denying that's going to happen to him. So Sullivan tried to choke him out, but then he broke free. He tried to do the black mass on Sullivan. Sullivan grabbed his foot, to the shock of us and Aleister Black, selling that very well, and the freak accident on him. And we have this little video package of Sullivan just training, looking dominate at the Performance Center, showing that he really is a threat to Aleister Black. So I do look forward to seeing what happens there. I mean, I still see Aleister retaining, but I do like it trying to build up Lars Sullivan for us to believe that he still does have a chance and he is a threat. This is going to be just an easy just a paper match, just get him a match. No, even I know, of course, they're probably going to have Aleister in another great feud down the line. I mean, him and Sullivan's a feud, it's good, but I definitely at least do NXT. And if they need we need to get something here because we need more time before this person's ready for this spot. Well, at least on NXT they make those spots, those moments, count as well. So I definitely look forward to seeing what happens with Aleister and Lars at TakeOver Chicago 2. I was shocked Kairi Sane won the match. I was hoping she would. We'll talk about that match soon also. But then we had a match. It was Danny Burch taking on Roderick Strong. Another good physical match. I do like both Danny Burch and Roderick Strong, especially with how physical Danny Burch is. Him and Oni Lorcan definitely are. Roderick Strong, of course, still feels weird to see him come out the Undisputed Era's theme music and not his own music. But I definitely am very invested in this heel Roderick Strong. It was another good physical match. And it looked like he was Danny Burch was about to pull off a win somehow, but then the Undisputed Era came out to the ring for a distraction, and Pete Dunne and Oni Lorcan came in behind them to eat up the odds, to beat them down as they've had issues with them. And then Burch had Strong in a crossface. Looked like he was about to get the tap out, but Adam Cole got on the apron to distract him. So Burch got up and tried to pretty much told him to get away. But then Roderick Strong took advantage and a backbreaker on him. Wasn't the end of Heartache, but like a modified type of backbreaker to give Roderick Strong the win. And afterwards, Roddy's celebrating. But then all of a sudden you see Pete Dunne in the background to sneak up behind him. And Roddy's celebrating. So yeah. And then he turned around and he sees Pete Dunne and he gets that oh shit look on his face. And then they go at it for the time being. But then Kyle O'Reilly gets in there and makes the save. And then Strong hits the end of Heartache on Pete Dunne. So I mean, we all know for sure that Strong and O'Reilly is going to face Burch and Lorcan at TakeOver Chicago, but it doesn't look like Adam Cole's going to do something. It looks like there's still going to be something going on. Eventually, we're probably going to get some type of resolution to what's going on with Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne as well. Again, I'm still surprised, unless if Tyler Bate really that's right, he isn't hurt. I was still surprised again that they didn't have Trent Seven and Trent Seven and Tyler Bate Mustache Mountain thrown into the tag title picture, because it could have been UK against the Undisputed Era pretty much. But we'll see what happens. I definitely Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan definitely benefited from this as well. But I was just surprised they go with that direction as well. So we'll see what happens. I'm also disappointed that Adam Cole's not going to be defending the NXT North American Championship. Well, as of now, at TakeOver Chicago 2. He's only defended it once against Oni Lorcan. But we'll see what happens. He could defend it, another time, or maybe he'll defend it in the dark matches that we'll see, the week after, the recap show. From NXT TakeOver Chicago 2. So we'll see what happens there as well. But Roderick Strong wins with a backbreaker on Danny Burch and whatnot. Sullivan should be facing him, and where is Almas' rematch? For some reason, they've had they were Ember Mooning it with Bobby Roode. They didn't even bother doing the rematch. I don't know. I guess they thought it was too predictable or what, but Sullivan, I do like Sullivan definitely. I think he'll be okay if he doesn't get the title at all. Did you know Jack Gallagher is in the UK tournament? Yes, I did. Him and Drew Gulak, I think, are facing off with each other in the first round. I believe, from what I've heard. Then backstage, we have Cassius Ohno in the middle of a photo shoot when EC3 rolls up and asks, why were they taking pictures of Ohno before claiming he's just joking? Cassius might be a tremendous wrestler, but he's not in the top 1%. And he keeps going on and on until Ohno cuts him off and calls him a blowhard. That's 1% away from being 99% unconscious. Ohno gives him a week to prepare and pretty much challenges EC3 to a match, and EC3 accepts. So we're going to get in that match next week. And then we got another hype video for the Sullivan and Black match at TakeOver Chicago, pretty much with Aleister Black responding to what happened last week with him and Lars Sullivan. And next week we're going to get Aleister Black live again addressing Lars Sullivan. We also get a great hype video for Ricochet and Velveteen Dream, featuring a bunch of Evolve footage from where Ricochet was in the days, and even a bit of like Lenny Leonard's commentary and dual interviews from them. It was just a really great video package. I enjoyed it. I definitely want to go back and watch it again. This past Saturday also, like where they both got to. They both have gone a similar path pretty much, but now it's time to see who's a better man. And Velveteen Dream keeps claiming that anything Ricochet can do, he can do better. From that commercial, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can. Yes, I can. No, you can. Yes, I can. No, you can. Yes, I can. Okay, it's a little too far, but I'm just in a good mood right now. But yeah, we got that, and then we have the match next with Kairi Sane and Lacey Evans. Match wasn't too bad. I feel like I kind of like their second match though a little bit better though. The three matches I had, that was probably the better one. I will give it this also. I said before this feud between Kairi and Lacey started, I wasn't really that much behind Lacey, but I do think especially the past two matches, she's definitely shown me some life. I mean, I know she has a little bit of like a cheap finisher with the women's right, having Kairi's name written on it and whatnot. But I think she has started showing a little bit more. She did like that moonsault she did, from the second turnbuckle, jumping off and spinning around to the third and doing the moonsault, missing one. That was a sick moment. Of course, this has also brought out a little bit more of an aggressive side to Kairi Sane as well. Give you that also when she went up to do the insane elbow drop was Lacey going to somehow pull off, the women's right. So the match is still good. I definitely think it's definitely helped at least elevate Lacey Evans in some way. I mean, Kairi Sane, we already know she's a huge star altogether. I don't know if this is going to put Kairi into, the women's title picture for TakeOver Brooklyn 4 or anything, as I still think that Shayna Baszler should keep the title, I'd say, until Survivor Series weekend, drop it to Dakota Kai then. Just give this feud a little bit more time to, build up. I mean, don't drag it out, but definitely build it up more between Dakota Kai, that is, and Shayna Baszler. So maybe Kairi Sane will be Shayna's opponent at TakeOver Brooklyn 4, maybe. Or if they do Dakota Kai, that's fine too. But I still think to give her a reasonably long title reign, like a good lengthy title reign, has Shayna keep the title until Survivor Series weekend, I'd say. Kairi Sane though wins with the insane the flying elbow drop, whatever I could call it. So that's pretty much the end of that feud. I was shocked EC3 didn't win the title at TakeOver. I thought it was going to be EC3 or Ricochet. Why isn't Ohno getting a push? I mean, Ohno is still being treated just like the crafty veteran, who had like his moments in the spotlight at the beginning when he challenged Bobby Roode for the title and whatnot. But ever since then, he's been helping put people over pretty much. I think he should just go up to the main roster at this point. I think he's ready to go. I'm surprised to see him get brought up yet. It's a dream being portrayed as a gay guy. I don't think he's not gay. It's just as a prince, pretty much, and he has to be good since he is getting praised by Cena of all people. Exactly. Yes. I wonder if that rumor is true though about Cena coming. I heard one of you guys mentioned a rumor. I think it was you or Lauren or Dakota or Hassan mentioned a rumor about Cena going down to NXT to face Velveteen Dream, which I'd like to see that. Maybe he'll put him over also. Dream's finisher is, he does that Death Valley driver. He puts him up like on his shoulders, does that cartwheel thing. I think it's more of a stun move though, but he also does the purple Rainmaker, that big high flying elbow he does. Again, I love that. I love this. I mean, I know it looks kind of basic, but with how big Dream is and the height he gets on, he just looks like Dream does not look stiff at all in the ring. He's like so smooth. He flows around, and that's what makes him more interesting. Also, he just looks like he knows what he's doing pretty much, and that's the reason why I think he's awesome as well. And Lauren mentioned, okay, I thank you for reminding me about that. But yeah, we got that, and then we had this segment. The segment again that sold me on getting a Johnny Gargano t-shirt and will led me to having Johnny Wrestling like in my tweet, which I still cannot believe happened. Oh man, that's freaking awesome. But anyways, so Tommaso Ciampa comes out. Of course, no music and the chorus of boos and you suck chants. And he has a look in the face like, I don't care. I don't care what you guys think at all. He gets into the ring and the chants are Johnny Wrestling, Psycho Killer. And then the you tapped out chance goes also. He comes on a turnbuckle, sits there. He's like, yeah, I hear you. I'm used to this. He says we all gave up on him long before he gave up on us. He's getting cut off with the asshole chance. And then he says, no matter what you guys say, I'm going to talk. He talks about how Johnny last week interrupted a match, doing what he always does. Doing whatever he wants to, unannounced, uninvited. And why? Because it's all about him. He just had to announce the entire world that he signed his contract. And apparently, Johnny Wrestling has become Johnny Badass. He gets it. It's adorable. It is. And really anything to take attention away from how 2 weeks ago, he damn near crippled his own wife. And the best part, it's on Johnny Gargano himself. He brought his wife to the ring. He challenged Tommaso to a fight, and he insisted, even with Candice and referees pleading, what did he do? He attacked him. And all Ciampa did was defend himself. The truth hurts, and he knows that. And what he should have done is listen to his wife, because now it's all on him. At TakeOver Chicago, he tells him not to show up. He promises him the whole Johnny Gargano fairy tale is coming to an end, and it won't be a happy ending. His wife is broken, he'll be broken, and Tommaso Ciampa will win. All of a sudden, there's crowd cheering. What's going on here? Johnny Gargano is fighting off the security guards to get into the ring. He gets down to the ring. Ciampa goes to throw a punch in it, but Johnny knows that was the same thing that happened last time, knocked him to his wife. So he gets down, and he pulls Ciampa out of the ring, and they start to brawl. The guards and referees try to come to break him off again, but they cannot be stopped. A suicide dive puts Tommaso over the barricade. Ciampa fights back with the knee lifts and stomps, and more security hit the ring to pull them apart. But again, Johnny gets away and dives, separate again, but they're not for long. They end up back in the ring. Gargano fights off some more security, but Ciampa hits a northern lariat from behind him into stomps, and then he puts on the Gargano escape on Johnny. And the NXT referees and everything are trying to pull him off, but the damage has been done. He's taking advantage of Johnny's bad neck, and he's heading up to the ramp. And he does his whole wave goodbye thing again. And then, of course, just like a TakeOver Chicago 2, and a fewer times, and I feel like someone's okay, it can be overdone, but this was done perfectly. I love this. They had the ending graphic up in the corner again. I'm like, oh, so this is it. This is it. Pretty much he takes advantage and, gets Johnny down with the bad neck. But then Johnny gets up again and he runs up the ramp, and this is where things got really good. This is the moment that sold me big time. He grabs Ciampa and throws him into one of the barricades. He busts Ciampa open, and he starts bleeding. And he wipes his hands on his own face, and he puts the Gargano escape on Ciampa, and Ciampa is tapping out. And referees are struggling to pull him away. Finally, they break them apart. Johnny has blood all over his face also. Well, not from being busted, from the impact, from him getting his hands on probably wiping his hand after he was attacking Ciampa again, and getting some of the Ciampa's blood on him. But blood is necessary, I feel, in this feud. Like, again, the usage of blood, or as Vince McMahon had it called on TV when Bray Wyatt poured it on Finn Balor, acidic liquid. But this is a feud, a match that needs to have some blood. It has to happen. This is literally a blood feud, pretty much. And with the stakes being raised higher, how personal this game before, it was just, Tommaso Ciampa is trying to take away Johnny's career. Now Johnny got his career back, but now he's trying to, break Johnny altogether. He caused, a mishap with his wife and everything. He almost cost Johnny his career again with his neck, his health and everything. It's gotten that personal. And, as I said before, the match at TakeOver New Orleans was definitely a great match, but it was on a great match on an emotional level. It was an emotional roller coaster ride because, it was obvious, there was still, some hard feelings, here and there in the match. But now it's taken to a whole nother level, and it's very personal. It's that personal that Johnny Gargano has no sympathy in slamming his best friend for 12 years into a barricade or the Titantron, whatever you want to call it, to bust him up with blood. That match at TakeOver Chicago, that street fight, needs to have some blood in it. Now, let me ask you guys this, though, also. My one friend said he doesn't mind the fact that Gargano and Ciampa are having a street fight, but he thought it should have had a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, I would like to see it. I think definitely this feud is worthy of Hell in a Cell. I also think, though, there needs to be a moment in the match at TakeOver Chicago 2 where Johnny pretty much, does something to Ciampa, like right at the spot of the stage where Ciampa first turned his back on him. Like, it's got to be like that moment that you really feel like, kind of like the last time you had that moment where you really felt something like this is it, like this is the end right here, pretty much, like, he did it, he overcame the obstacle, was at Battleground 2016. When Sami Zayn was fighting Kevin Owens. He hit one Helluva Kick. He picked it back up. There was like that moment there of like looking at him, and he's like, I gotta do it one more time. And he does it one more time. Like, you really felt the moment pretty much. And I feel that is what needs to happen. Well, they kind of had that also at TakeOver New Orleans. I feel that needs to happen at TakeOver Chicago 2 as well, if this is going to be the last match for their feud. Man, that segment was awesome. I loved it. Adding the blood in there, it was awesome. I loved it. I cannot wait for TakeOver Chicago 2. Again, I'm not afraid to hope that maybe TakeOver Chicago 2 will hit the level that that NXT TakeOver New Orleans did. I'm not afraid to think that, if it doesn't, that's fine. But I'm expecting a really good show from TakeOver Chicago 2. It's gonna be, in the words of The Miz, awesome. I want to be careful not to say anything too loud. This is 1 o'clock morning. My parents are probably trying to sleep. But man, what a show! What an ending! What a night! Could you see Candice cost Johnny at Chicago? I mean, it could be a swerve, but I don't think it's going to happen. But it could be a swerve. Has Johnny ever tapped out? He did tap out in the first, I think I was at TakeOver Brooklyn 2. The first match, 2. Because it was the first match that they had against the Revival. Because Johnny tapped out to a submission that they had on him. Yeah, Johnny did tap out then. Isn't Gargano the first person to kick out of Ciampa's finisher? He might be. Ciampa's finisher, the powerbomb lung blower. I mean, he might have been. I'm not sure, though. I'm ready to see the War Games 2. I kissed the first one. You kissed the first War Games. Oh, well, I mean, I guess what you mean there. But, yeah, I'm hoping they do bring back War Games and for Survivor Series again. We can also he thinks Johnny will win this match. I think he will, too. He better not be sent to 205 Live nears to Ciampa when they go to the main roster. I do agree. Don't put them. They're too good now to be on 205 Live. TakeOver Chicago and Money in the Bank will both be good, like excellent. I definitely hope that is the case. He missed the first one. Okay. Instead of kiss, about to say, what do you mean you kissed the first one? Confusing as hell, man, but nah, completely fine. But yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. I had no choice. I gave this episode of NXT an A, a solid A. Just a great show. I loved it. It was awesome, especially that ending segment, adding the blood in there. I'm like, got me sold, Johnny. It did it, my man. And then he even liked my tweet. Man, what a night. But guys, Thank you, Dakota, for joining in live as always, my friend. That's gonna be it for this live review. Again, this is an A show for NXT. Leave thoughts down in the comment section below. What grade would you give NXT as well? Be sure to always click my like and subscribe or comment on this channel and follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirborne93. I'll be uploading my SummerSlam 1998 review next. Well, actually, also I'll be doing that. But I think also, even though it's very pointless, I'm gonna do my turnover for Tony Nese turning back to being a heel again. It's not gonna mean anything at all, but I just want to do it. So I'll get that up either tonight or tomorrow. Also, I still plan on trying to do a top 10 special tomorrow, but I haven't picked my topic yet because I'm still not sure. Because I have a big list of topics based off suggestions I was given, and there's still a few I want to wait till after I finish the SummerSlam Retro Review series. But video gamers also, I'm gonna definitely get back to doing Patch the Hall 2. I've been dragging my feet way too long on that Let's Play. I just wanted to focus a lot more over the next few days. I'm trying to get that done also. So definitely a lot more content coming to this channel. And also, I think tomorrow I will also do, if I get time, I still need to do my Road Dogg moving the Raw rant. I got to do that as well. But guys, Dakota, anybody else who watched this review, thank you for tuning in live. Again, please click my like and subscribe to our content coming to this channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne93. And guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow night, probably around maybe 8 o'clock again, 8:30, not sure, for my weekly top 10 special stream. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, guys, have a great night. Peace out, everybody.